Seas of water, seas of time. Both isolate Ardania, a realm steeped in humanity's myth and lore. Within the folds of Ardania's landscape dwell creatures of fantasy and of nightmare. Facing these challenges are epic heroes, some motivated by treasure and greed. Other heroes are inspired by honor and righteous ideals. And some by a genuine fear of evil's defiling touch. To overcome these dire perils, Ardania's heroes require but one thing: an inspired leader to defy the darkness. Accept Ardania's crown and forge new legends for this ancient land.
I love older games and their lack of desire to actually adhere to the audio settings that you put. That's always great. I love that. Anyway, Majesty. I played this game when I was a kid. It's actually one of the few games that I played that more than just me played. I know my dad used to play it a little bit, and my nephew actually, weirdly enough, in retrospect, also used to play it quite a bit. And the idea of the game always kind of enamored me. I like the idea of sort of like a hands-off strategy game. So we're just gonna jump in here. We're gonna complete some missions. We're gonna do a good job. So here we are in Ardania, the map, and it also has the Northern Expanse DLC, I believe it was. And it wasn't a DLC at the time. It was an entire expansion. That's weird to say nowadays. And we're just gonna go in here. We're gonna try to do the easy missions first, and then we're gonna do the harder ones from there. I don't think I've ever actually completed all of the games, all the missions, but we'll see. Hopefully I can get through them all. Time will tell. So we'll just hop right in here.
Forgive the intrusion, Highness, but we've been robbed. Someone has stolen the magic bell, the holy book, and the eternal candle. Right from under our noses, they were whisked away from the royal treasury by some scoundrel. We must do something to recover them. They are treasures beyond value.
Oh, for some reason I thought that narration was longer. So every mission starts with a narration from our advisor. I believe his name was something like Lord Fairweather. It says it when you first go into the game after installing it, but I kind of had to do that to monkey around with the settings a bunch. And I don't know who voice acts him, but it's fine. I can maybe look that up for the next stream. So our goals is to recover the 3 items that have been stolen, and there's also limitations on the mission, so you can't always build everything all the time. Which varies up the missions. With there's no other way to really vary up the mission in some of these order games. So let's begin. So we have our tutorial in these little message scrawls that appear above everything. It's both a tutorial and I guess it's like messages that are relevant to the game. For the longest time, I didn't know that these existed. So there are rumors that the thieves who stole the artifacts from your treasury have fled, but were forced to hide the artifacts as they left. Find the items before the thieves have a chance to return. And I'm playing in a really small window. Even with the HD edition, I have a big map. A big map, yeah. A big high-resolution monitor, so it's really tiny on my screen. So I believe it'll run me through the tutorial. I don't really need it. So we have a blacksmith. The heroes can purchase upgrades from there.
Your Highness, if our kingdom is to prosper,
We have guard houses. They help protect your village. All that fun stuff. So I'm trying to figure out the best way to control this, because I am in a windowed screen. Very scuffed. This is an older game. It doesn't really work very well. It's fine. So let's build some... Yes, okay. Stop tutorializing me. I understand how to play. So we're gonna recruit some rogues. They are one of our basic heroes that we can recruit. And unlike a lot of strategy games, you can't control these people. They do their own thing. They have their own interests and motivations. I think you can see that if you hit the question mark here. So rogues are easily influenced by reward flags, which we'll get into here in a few minutes. And they also like to steal money from gravestones and lairs. So they're very roguey people. They like to be rogues. So we're going to recruit 4 of those. We can recruit four heroes per guild. We can build new ones as needed. We're also going to build a Rangers guild here. And as soon as you plop down a building to be built, the castle will send out peasants to build them. They're very slow, very weak, very easily picked off. All that fun stuff. So we'll just keep going. And this is a trading post. There is a tutorial thing above there, but trading posts are extremely useful, especially later on. You can research healing potions. So the heroes, when they get money, they could go buy healing potions, which will get money into your trading post. The trading post will then send a caravan to your marketplace, which we do not have, and I want to build one. The farther away it is, the more money it'll make. But we're just going to keep this one kind of close by for now. And I'm also going to research arrows in all of my guardhouses. Guardhouses aren't great, but they're useful for defense.
Your Highness,
So combat is just combat rolls, and you can see there that rogue was injured and fled for his life into the tavern because he was afraid that he would die, which is kind of a nice thing. Some heroes are very aggressive and they will fight to the death.
Your Majesty, a new building is
Sometimes they'll just get overwhelmed and die anyway, like that. And because they have their own motivations and goals and desires, they can sometimes make bad decisions, we'll say. So we'll also research healing potions in our marketplace that will give heroes a closer place to
Sovereign, your marketplace now serves
purchase
you better.
healing potions. And we'll recruit rangers. Rangers are extremely useful. I'm actually not a big fan of rangers, or not rangers, of rogues, because they're very weak. They have a ranged attack and they die a lot because they're not very powerful. They have their uses, I suppose, but I definitely prefer rangers over anything else, because rangers explore the map for you without having to worry about bribing people into exploring the map. So just to, I suppose, roll through that. I feel like I'm doing like a hyper speed tutorial right now. It's okay. So say I wanted somebody to go and explore this corner of the map down here. I can't just tell them to go, because that's not the kind of game this is. It's a fantasy kingdom sim. It's not a not an RTS. But I can double click down here, set an explore flag, and offer a reward to whoever decides to go down and explore that. And of course the rogues will eat that up, because they are greedy. And that is what they do. And I believe if there's two nearby, it'll get divided. Yeah, so they both got 250 gold, which we can see here, that they can then use to go and buy things. Purchase healing potions, better equipment, armor, weapons, what have you. And that's kind of the general gameplay loop. You recruit heroes, you provide them opportunities to purchase upgrades, and you defend the kingdom as much as possible. So I am going to upgrade this guardhouse here.
Majesty, the local blacksmith
And over time, your heroes will level up. Many of them will die. And that is a sacrifice I am willing to make. So we could build another trading post. I don't think I really need another trading post. I already have a blacksmith. I think I could just upgrade the palace to level 2. I don't know. It's been a long time since I played this game. I can't remember everything that you get for upgrading things, but we'll figure it out. So we have our ranger up here. Was that Eldor the Seeker?
Sovereign, your
Exploring
now
as he
serves
does.
you better.
And here's the other ranger. What is that? Broadviews? Broadview. Again, it's really tiny on my screen. And you can hit this question mark again, and you can see what they do. They explore regions. They support barbarians if you have any barbarians in your collection, and they also collect healing herbs to make their own potions, which is also very nice.
The elves wish to join our prosperous kingdom.
So you heard the announcer there briefly. I might adjust the volume up a little bit more. Let's adjust this up slightly. Now that I don't have to worry about the intro cinematic blowing my ears out. I think that'll be a little bit better. So the announcer mentioned that the elves are willing to join. So there are 3, I guess you could call them beast races. There's the elves, there's the dwarves, and then there's the gnomes. I thought I saw gnome hovels, but maybe we don't have gnome hovels. Anyway, you can only have one kind of non-human race in your kingdom at any time. So if you build an elf bungalow and recruit elf heroes, you can't then have dwarves as well. We'll see if we can get the dwarves. I think the requirement for the dwarves is to upgrade the blacksmith, so we'll go from there. Upgrade the marketplace to level 2. So you saw that splash of healing there. That was from a healing potion that he had. In fact, he has 2 more. And all the monsters have different strengths and weaknesses. Some are really good at dodging. If there's any skeletons on the map, skeletons are known to be really obnoxious at dodging arrows. It doesn't look like it. We have a Medusa here with really good resistance. Resistance is magic attacks, so she doesn't take any damage from magic attacks, basically. But everything else, she's good at being hit, which is the defense, and she's good at being hit by arrows, which is the dodge stat. So here we found the abandoned keep, which we can use to destroy it and receive the candle, which is one of the artifacts we need to find. I'm not super sweating any of these people dying. They're very low level. I'm not emotionally invested in any of them right now. In fact, our highest level hero... I guess we have 2 rogues that are level 6. It's not so bad. But you can get in here, you can see what equipment they have, and they can go buy better equipment. So now he's buying an upgraded crossbow, which is better. This guy already has an upgraded crossbow. And there's also research protection rings. I don't really know what protection rings do, but I know they're useful, so we'll take it. We'll put it in the bag. Let's see, I'm gonna risk something real quick. What happens if I click out of the window? Nothing happens, I just lose most of my audio. It's fine. We don't need the audio anyway, right? We'll upgrade the blacksmith again. So things are kind of a little bit chaotic. Sometimes that happens. It's okay. So here we have this caravan coming out of the trading post. Like I mentioned, that they deliver gold to the marketplace, and the more people who purchase stuff here, the more gold they'll carry. But I think they also carry gold passively. Like, I think they generate gold passively, which is really important for later on, we'll say. Especially some of the money-making missions. Alright, we'll upgrade the guard in this tower to a veteran guard because this area is seeing a lot of excitement. There's a good example of a rogue looting a headstone, a gravestone, and stealing from the marketplace. What wonderful people our rogues are, stealing from everything. This guy's level 8. That's actually not awful. He has a +2 crossbow. Alright. So what else do we want to build? We don't really need to build much of anything. Right now I'm just kind of showcasing the game. So we have temples here. And temples are a little bit weird. It's kind of one of the other variants in the game, like the non-human races, because only certain temples can be built in certain kingdoms. Like, if you build one kind of temple, you'll lose access to other kinds of temples. So in this case, yeah, so the Temple of Agrella, down here in really tiny text in the bottom of the screen, it says requires no temples to Fervus, Crypta, or Crom. And if we go to the Temple of Fervus, it is no temples to Agrella, Doros, or Crom. If you go to the Temple of Crom, no temples other than the Temple of Crom. Because barbarians don't work with nobody except the rangers. So we found the second artifact location there. Now, ultimately we will have to destroy those. But I'm gonna upgrade a couple more things real quick. This is an easy mission. It's not that chaotic, it's not that difficult. I'm not sweating it too much. It's part of the why I am spending so much time explaining this now, because some of the other missions I may not have much chance to explain. So, let's, if I need to upgrade to level 3, I need 12 heroes. And here's the last thing. Cool. Alright, so I guess I can destroy some of these. So, in order to get your heroes to destroy anything in this game, again, they won't do it on their own unless they're certain characters. Some characters have a motivation to destroy dungeons, or I guess whatever you could call these. What does the game call them? I don't even remember. Lairs. Lairs is what the game calls them. But a lot of times you need to motivate them with attack flags, which work the same way as the Explorer flags from earlier. So you just throw some money onto a flag and say, hey, I will give you 500 gold if you destroy this building. And then, of course, the rogues are like, oh yeah, this is a great idea. We're just going to come over here and we're going to destroy this building. Sometimes you want to be a little bit careful with destroying lairs, because enemies can and will pop out of it. And especially, like, boss monsters and things like that, they like to show up when you destroy things. It's the way that chaos can spread. You destroy a lair and out pops a boss monster and it just deletes all of your heroes. It happens.
You won't get my gold.
Yeah, kinda like that.
Leave my gold.
That's fine. So let's go ahead and we'll post a bounty to kill the evil Oculus. Our ranged heroes should do okay against it. And that's really all we have right now. And we could build, let's see. I don't want to build Crypta. They're mages. They wouldn't do too well in this situation. Let's build... Yeah, we'll build a Temple to Doros. Why not? We can find a place for it. There we go. But I think our heroes have it mostly handled. Lost a couple of high-level rogues, but that's okay. We will survive. And there's the Magic Bell. Magic Bell is an artifact. It provides 50 extra HP to whoever holds on to it. If somebody feels like picking it up. I don't think they have to pick it up to complete the quest, but obviously nobody gets any benefits from it unless they decide to go pick it up. I'm sure if we put an Explorer flag over here, someone will go and grab it. Maybe.
Your Majesty, our new building is complete.
So the last research in the marketplace, the level 3 marketplace, is teleportation amulets. They're pretty expensive, but they allow your heroes to teleport out of danger, which is really nice if they can get one. There we go. So he now has 50 extra HP. And for a rogue that only had 20 HP before, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Alright, let's recruit some of these monks. That is what's in the Temple of Doros. They are melee fighters. I think that's pretty much the only melee fighter you get in this mission. Yeah, Temple of Agrella produces healers. There might be one on a higher level. And I think, well, I guess you could get dwarves too on the first level, but it's fine. Okay, let's take out this lair next. I'm sure it'll have a similar nasty beastie inside of it. Top off our roads.
a local blacksmith offers new services.
Yeah, I think I might just control this entirely with mouse. It's a little bit easier than trying to control it with the keyboard, which is kind of slow, all things considered. And WASD doesn't even work. I don't know if there's a way I can reconfigure hotkeys. No, it doesn't look like it. It's an older game. It's fine. We can make it work. Oh, no big evil Oculus in that one, huh? Okay. Well, those rogues should be able to handle that then. Perfect. So the Eternal Candle provides increased sight range, which is not really that amazing. But it is what it is. These are not super powerful artifacts anyway, so it's all good. I suppose the other thing to mention is that building and upgrading the temples provide you with spells that you can cast for a payment of gold. So at level 2, or at level 1, the Temple of Doros gives me the spell down here to cast Stone Skin, which makes people harder to hit. Or it makes them take reduced damage, I don't remember which. And then upgrading that provides Vigilance, which I have no idea what it does. And then Petrify is the level 3 spell, which does, I assume it paralyzes for some time. Alright, let's upgrade the palace, we'll upgrade the blacksmith, we'll upgrade the temple, why not? Generally speaking, you want to destroy the lairs rather quickly, unless you have reason not to, because there's a boss that's in it that's gonna pop out and kill you. Because if you leave the temple on my brain. If you leave the lair alive, it's just gonna keep spawning monsters. And each lair spawns different kinds of monsters, and some of them are more dangerous than others.
Sovereign, a building has been upgraded.
So as you can see, like, I destroyed 2 lairs, and there is significantly fewer monsters on the field, on the map. Which can definitely give you some breathing room. So we have our level 3 palace. And the dwarves want to move into our domain. It's good, it's all good. We have the fairgrounds we can build. That's a nice money-making building too. We have 2 more temples here. The temple of, what is it? Helia and the temple to Lunord. I believe that's the sun and the moon temple, thematically. They're pretty good. Yeah, the statue. I don't remember what the statue does. Let's go ahead and find out. Statues raise the loyalty of the heroes in your realm. I don't necessarily remember what the loyalty stat of a hero does. I assume it prevents them from getting into trouble, I suppose. Alright, I think it's about time we finish this up. Because I think once we destroy this lair, I think the mission ends. Took a little bit longer than it probably had to, but I wanted to go through kind of the basic way the game played. And sort of how it goes on an easy map rather than
Majesty, a local blacksmith offers new services.
trying to explain it in the thick of chaos. But we'll do some easy missions, then we'll get into the harder ones, and then I will cry. I will cry tears of sadness, because if I recall correctly, Some of these missions are pretty hard. Let's see, we'll upgrade this armor, but I think, yeah.
You won't get my gold.
Plus
are
20
victorious,
intelligence for the
Your
Holy
Majesty.
Book. Not very useful, but it's just a basic artifact. It's fine.
The bell, book, and candle are back in their rightful place. We also found the thief who stole them from the castle, a rogue identified as Cherrick of Keldern. Unfortunately, he escaped while being returned to the castle, with a 15,000 gold piece reward on his head. I'm sure he'll think long and hard before returning to our kingdom.
I'm sure we'll never hear about Cherrick ever again. Never, never.